Hi everybody, welcome to the April International Crafters Video Hop. So this month we are sharing videos featuring fun folds or fancy folds. And so these are my favorite kind of cards to make. I absolutely love them. And today I decided I was going to make an easel fold card using the new Citrus Blooms bundle that is brand new, coming out in the 2024-25 Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. So this is a sneak peek of what one of the bundles, it's actually part of a suite called Mediterranean Blooms, but I only have the bundle so far. Excuse me, this is a sneak peek of that bundle. I'm also going to use one of the new, actually a few of the new in colors. My card base is going to be Shy Shamrock, which is one of the new in colors. And then I'm going to use Peach Pie and Pretty in Pink. Both of those are also new in colors that are coming out in the new catalog. So let me get started. Now, first I will say I'm going to probably talk mostly about Imperial measurements, but if you click and look at the description underneath this video, you will find the metric measurements for this card as well. It's just easier to talk in one measurement language than try and mix them up, because then everybody gets confused. So if you're looking for the metric measurements, just click underneath and look in the descriptions and you will find them. All right, let's get started. So first of all, this is the new Citrus Blooms bundle. It is, like I said, part of a suite of products in the new catalog called Mediterranean Blooms, which I don't have at the moment. But I have the bundle, and look at these great images. They could be oranges, they could be grapefruits. I'm going to make them grapefruits today, and some really pretty sentiments that go with them. My favorite part of this bundle is not just the dies that cut out the images, but you've got some standalone dies for leaves, for flowers. And then look at this. I'm going to just use this one today. It's a great kind of background main die, but it coordinates with this really pretty frame. You can make a frame with leaves. I'm not using this today. I did this on a card the other day, so if you're looking for it, I did this the other day and on my video or on my blog. But look at this great frame that you can make. I'm using this one today. This is kind of just a big set of leaves that you can use. Definitely, anytime there's citrus products, I'm all about them. Okay, now look, this is gorgeous, gorgeous, called Shy Shamrock. This is one of the new in colors. And so we're going to start with this with our card base. So I'm going to talk, as I said, I'm going to talk in imperial measurements, but the metric measurements are underneath. So this is 4 1/4, I think by 11. Let me just make sure. It looks a little longer than 11. No, it's 11. We're going to score it in 2 places. We're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2, and that's what will give us the step or the easel fold. Okay, so we're going to fold on, first of all, on the score line, the half score line. This is at 5 1/2. Use your bone folder, always fold into the mountain or the raised line, and then we're going to fold in a mountain. So if you were folding this, it's fold mountain and then valley, but we're going to fold upwards, and this is going to be our easel part. So the card is going to sit like this. I don't know if you can see that. All right, so I went ahead and cut out this large label. So this is going to kind of form our background. If you wanted to, I cut it out of just basic white cardstock, but you could cut it out of thick basic white cardstock. But I thought by the time we've got some things stamped on it or attached to it, it would make it thick enough. This is that middle piece of leaves. So we're going to attach that. So let's I got a piece of basic white here. There's some tuxedo black. I'm going to do some coloring with my blends. So I'm going to use this large image. This is big enough. I might have to get my really big No, that one's big enough. All right. And I also need a sentiment, and I'm going to do the sentiment that says hello. If I can get that off. All right, and me, yeah, okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to use another one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our this large image. Oopsie, dropped my ink pad. So I'm using Tuxedo Black because I'm going to do some coloring using my blends. Stamp that like that. Put that on, my lid on, so I don't get my sleeve in it. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to make these peaches or grapefruits. Why am I talking peaches? So here's some more in colors. Pretty in Pink. If you've been around for a while, you may realize Stampin' Up! Had Pretty in Pink, and so this is now back as a new in color. And then the other color that I'm using is Peach Pie. So this is kind of a really nice kind of orange, light orange color. So I'm going to start with the light Pretty in Pink because I want these to be grapefruits. So when I color using my blends, first of all, always make sure there's no cardstock or something underneath it because this will go through. These are alcohol markers, so it allows you to kind of blend the colors better. And I always start with my light. I know you don't have to. You can start and just start where you want to do your shading with the dark and then go over it. But I always like to just add a kind of a layer of the light ink, and then I find it easier to blend. Isn't this pretty? We've needed some pinks, and now we have Bubble Bath, which is even lighter, and Flirty Flamingo. It's really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to now go, and I want to use my Peach Pie because grapefruits often have some orange in them. At least the ones that we get here. So I'm going to just add a little bit of this Peach Pie. Oh, I forgot a grapefruit in the back. Let's do that one while I've got our pinks and stuff out. All right, so like I said, add a layer of the light and then go, I'm going to add my orange color. And I'm going to add a little bit of the dark of the pink, Pretty in Pink. Just adding, I'm not really worried, just adding some color. And then I'm going to go back in using the light and just kind of blend it. And hopefully that looks kind of like a grapefruit. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there we go. So there's my kind of grapefruits. All right, so then I'm going to use the light Shy Shamrock for my leaves. These new in colors are so, so pretty. When I first saw them, I wasn't sure, but you really have to see them in person. I tend to use more, if I was going to pick a color collection that is me, I would say neutrals, which is kind of boring, neutrals and regals. But these new in colors are gorgeous. Actually, I love the in colors that came out last year as well. They're kind of on the neutral, feel like they're on the neutral side to me. So I'm just coloring. The nice part of these blends is you can color. I'm going to switch over to the fine tip when you start getting in and around sections that are like these flowers that I'm, yeah, you can coordinate. You can use these blends just to color, or you can use them to do the blending and create some pretty amazing colored images. Now, what I did here the other day is, if you ever noticed that your blends seem to have a different color on when you use the brush end versus when you use the fine tip end, I heard another demonstrator suggest that you shake your blends before you use them. Now, I definitely have noticed that. I have never done the shaking that she suggested. But if you notice it and it really bothers you that they're a different color, then maybe, I meant to do dark on those. Maybe shake your blends before you use them. Just adding some lines where the veining is in the leaves, just to give it a little bit of detail. Okay, now I'm going to use the peach pie for my flowers. So I'm just going to color them. I could be using the brush end. Let's do the small bits and then we'll switch over to the brush end so you're not watching me do so much coloring. There we go. Well, you're going to still watch me do the coloring, but it's going to be a little faster than if I'm using this fine tip end. There. All right, now let's do the middle of my flowers with the dark. And then I think I want to go and add some more of, oops, I forgot a part of the stem there. I'm going to add a little bit more of the dark pretty in pink, just because my grapefruits weren't looking. There we go. Okay, pretty image. I just love these. So if you do oranges, they look great. If you do grapefruits, it's another option. Now let's get the dye out. So I could cut some more leaves out if I wanted to, because there are leaf dyes. There are also flower dyes if you wanted to make the flowers a little bit more three-dimensional. All right, I'm going to use a little bit of Post-it note tape, and then I will just grab my stem. Oh, that was a crash. Sorry about that. One of my plates went flying. All right. There we go. We can cut this out. There we go. Okay, so that there. Let's start building our. I'm going to put my leaves, I think, here. Let's see. Maybe I'll put them up there. There we go. How shall we do this? Now, if you wanted to, I probably should have used some adhesive sheets, but I didn't. And so, if I can find, here it is. So my other trick, so adhesive sheets work really well for adhering these really kind of detailed dies. My other trick is to use some liquid glue and a sponge dauber. So this is a silicone mat. So just put some liquid glue onto your silicone mat. And then I just use my sponge dauber to just kind of daub it on. And then you can pull it off. And that way the liquid glue doesn't get, I'm just going to put it here. That was my first thought. Doesn't get all over the place. And it has enough that you can glue it down. So if you do like I do and forget to put either adhesive foam sheet or adhesive sheets behind your cardstock before you cut out these detailed images, because I always do that, I think about it after the fact, then use the sponge dauber trick, and you will be, it will make your life easier. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of going to be our main part of our card. Now, when you put this on your card, you only want to adhere it to this bottom half of the card base, because when the card opens, it's going to sit like that. So I'm going to use dimensionals, and I'm going to put them kind of roughly on the bottom half of my piece that I've got in the front. You could use a regular piece of card stock for it, like 4 inches by 5 1/4 in Imperial, or 10 centimeters by 14.4 centimeters. I hope I've got that right. Or you can cut out a label using a die like this. And then, of course, now we've got it just adhered to the bottom of our card. Okay, so what else do I need to cut? I need a sentiment. First of all, I've got a piece of basic white for the inside of my card. So that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I need something to hold my easel up. So I'm going to use the sentiment, and I've got the little hello stamp, and I'm going to stamp it in peach pie like that. Now I could cut little rectangles, but I tend to fussy cut my sentiments. So I'm just going to cut this out. So I'm just going to quickly kind of fussy cut this sentiment part, and then we'll cut a rectangle out of the Shy Shamrock that we're going to put that on. So I don't need a very big one because my sentiment isn't very big. So I think I'm just going to cut a, let's see, a 1 1/4 by just trying to, maybe 1 by 1 1/4. So if I pull my, oh, I've got everything sitting on top of my paper trimmer. So what did I say? 1 by 1 1/4 maybe. Might have to trim that down just slightly, but I just want a backing for my sentiment. Yep, I think I need to trim that to 3/4. That's better. Don't want it being too big. So I'm going to use mini dimensionals on the back of these because it's not very big space to use regular size dimensionals. But basically you need something, doesn't have to be a sentiment, but you need something to hold up your easel. There we go. And now I can use regular dimensionals. So now you need to figure out where you want your easel to sit when the card is open. So the first thing I need to do is adhere my basic white piece to the inside of my card like that. Now figure out where it is you want your easel to sit. I'm going to kind of sit it closer to the bottom so that there's space to write on the inside of my card. So kind of pop it up where you want it to sit, and then you can position your stopper, which is what my hello is, there. Now I think it needs something stamped on the inside too. So there are these great little, I don't know, I call them dots. I don't know what the right name is, but let's stamp some of those just on the inside of the card so that when it sits open, it's got something there. I think that looks pretty. Okay, now the last thing is to decorate the card. I have got some of the peach pie ribbon, so I'm just gonna, this is the peach pie bordered ribbon. It is, let's see, 3/8 of an inch or 1 centimeter wide. So I'm just gonna tie a bow, she says confidently. Not working today. Okay, there we go. Let's try that again. Tie a bow. It's a little sticky. So you just kind of have to keep it loose-ish until you get the bow to the size you want. I don't want a huge bow, so I'm just trying to make it quite small. There we go. And I'm going to use a glue dot. And I'm going to put this on the top, right here on the top of the stem. And then the last thing is, so that's there it is. Use my lid of my glue. That's the pretty in color ribbon. Now I'm going to, these are the in color shimmer gems. So we're going to use some of the Shy Shamrock ones. So 2 sizes. There we go. All right, so there we go. There is an easel fold card featuring the Citrus Blooms bundle, which is brand new from the upcoming 2024-25 catalog. So it folds flat when you want to mail it, and then whoever gets it can just kind of have it sitting up wherever they want to show it. I absolutely love this citrus blends, and I can't wait for the rest of the suite to arrive because it's all, it looks very, well, it's called Mediterranean Blooms. So it's got those Mediterranean blues and yellows, and it's so pretty. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Like I said, if you are interested in the metric measurements for this card, click underneath and check the description because I will put them there for when this video goes live. Don't forget to go to all of the other videos in this hop with all of the other fun folds for this month. And leave a comment. We love to get comments as you're watching the videos. All right, everybody, and don't forget to join us next month for our next video hop. Thanks for joining, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye.